So finally, it's here.
So what are we doing with Five Nights at Freddy's?
Yeah, okay, so let's start and reveal our new killer.
Yeah.
Let's show that bad boy.
So, we were all able to finally witness the 9th anniversary broadcast stream, and oh my, did they reveal a lot. A lot in terms of content because, well, they didn't reveal Springtrap's power though. We got a cool teaser, we got a sneak peek at Matthew Lillard's cosmetic as Springtrap, aka the Yellow Rabbit. This is from the FNAF movie.
Yeah. Hold on a sec. I do the stupidest thing ever. The way I get into this thing is I do like an ape thing. So hold on a sec. Ollie, ollie, oxen free. Ollie, ollie, oxen free. Ready or not, here I come.
And we got some screenshots of the map, which is of course Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Everything looks great. I'm not even sugarcoating it. I'm not trying to be a show about it. Presentation wise, it looks great. I just really wanted to see Springtrap's power, of course. I didn't know that they weren't going to showcase that. But at least that leaves us to some speculation. Now there's a photo of this door, right? And there's speculation already that this door connects to Springtrap's power in some way, shape, or form. Now off the rip, what I had noticed about this door and it possibly connecting to Springtrap's power is that it looks like it's cut off from the map. It looks self-isolated from the map. It doesn't look like it's part of the map. It looks like it was just something that was added on like last second or something like that. That's how I know that this might relate to his power. What also kind of gave it away, what I noticed is that you can peep that it says 5. Like it's like a little mini monitor display on the door, and it says 5 with a battery next to it, and it looks like a share linking icon in the middle or something. It's like battery usage. It almost reminds me of FNAF 1 with the doors, when you had to keep track of the doors and like lock the doors when the animatronics are coming closer to you. That's what it's kind of giving me. But I think these doors will serve a different purpose, which I'll explain in a minute. But what also gives it away is that you can see this security camera right above the door, which I assume isn't there just for display. Now hear me out, I'm just gonna throw some ideas out there, because I really think that 5 might mean something. It might mean something related to the battery in the door. Of course, I can't be wrong about this, but that's the whole point of speculation in the first place. So I really think the rumors, whether they were fake or real, it doesn't matter. But just the idea of like how the camera mechanic was supposed to work from said rumors, you know, when we were speculating about the camera mechanic when Floods had mentioned it, whether he was trolling or not, I think that idea may have some truth to it. Because for the cameras, I think the survivors can interact with them and spot Springtrap a limited amount of times with the camera. So maybe you're only able to spot Springtrap 5 times in security rooms until it goes back up again to 5. So if the security room is already at 5, the battery is already at 5, right? If you spot Springtrap 1 time, it will go down to 4, and then if you keep spotting him, it will keep going down. But then when it fully depletes, that's when it can recharge back, and you can go back inside the security room and start spotting out Springtrap again. But you just have to wait for the battery to refill. Because I think that's why it shows that share linking icon in the first place. I think that icon is like a battery link between the security room and the cameras. And of course, the more you use the cameras, the more it will deplete. Just showing you that the cameras don't have unlimited access, they have limited access. But I could be wrong on that standpoint. Say this is true with the whole camera mechanic thing though, right? The mysterious part about Springtrap's power is that what would make him so stealthy in the first place? What would be his stealth power? Because we've seen a whole bunch of different iterations of stealth in the game, from grounded to like more supernatural level. So I'm just curious how Springtrap will stealthily get around the map. Would it be similar to existing killers we have, or would it be something completely different that we never seen before? That's still a mystery. I wonder if he would be the jump scare killer in Dead by Daylight, and if so, what would make him the jump scare killer in Dead by Daylight? How can his power differ from Myers, for example, being the jump scare boogeyman? How can Springtrap turn into that jump scare boogeyman? Cause like how I was talking about addressing the rumors and the camera mechanic, cause in the rumors it was mentioned that Springtrap would be able to teleport through the cameras in some way, shape or form. Once again, not saying it's true, but it's just like, it seems like that idea is coming to life though. Like what can this door possibly even mean? It has to mean cameras, right? It could mean something completely different, but I'm putting my bets on cameras. Maybe, just maybe, and a friend of mine was saying this too, maybe the way Springtrap does teleport is through the vents. Maybe there's vents inside those rooms and Springtrap enters those vents through the rooms. Like the vents are already installed through the rooms, so maybe they're connected to the ceiling where you could then see Springtrap emerge from the ceiling through the vent, and that would be his way of teleporting. Maybe he could access one of these rooms to teleport to a different room, but I'm still just stuck on the fact of how exactly would he get around the map so stealthily. That I feel will be the most intriguing part of his power. And I wonder if he will be an anti-loop killer as well. I have my doubts on that one since I feel that stealth will of course be his powerful asset to his power. A user in my Discord mentioned how exactly the spot mechanic for Springtrap could work in general. So if you were to spot Springtrap, what exactly would happen? And this one just kind of caught my attention. I like the idea of it. I wouldn't mind it. I would of course want something different, something more unique, but this was still a good idea that he had came up with. So he said this: I just think Springtrap will leave the survivors oblivious for the whole trial, and their secondary objective, much like Nemesis or Sadako, will be to find him on cams, basically working similar to Singularity. If the survivors find and mark him on cams, they hear Atarius for 1 minute. It's like, can you imagine that? Can you imagine it being like Springtrap being the hide and seek type of killer, where the whole match he's literally oblivious and you just have to look for him? That's game changing in itself as a killer and not even a game mode. Like that's just a killer and how that killer would play. Like that in itself would be unique. For this to kind of be like a Nightfall moment where it's just like a phase in the power where you have to look for Springtrap for like a minute, and Springtrap is much harder to find, and that will be due to his stealth, which we still don't know. I can see that happening, cause this does sound really creative though, I can't lie. I just wonder what would be the advantages if Springtrap was to catch up to you without you being able to detect him. Maybe he can end up one-shotting you, so you end up exposed. Maybe you have a different status effect that's new to the game that he will bring to the game. Maybe it will be a status effect exclusive to him, almost like the Unknown, and how the Unknown has a weakened status effect. So maybe Springtrap will bring something new exclusively for him. It's countless possibilities with how the camera and his stealth code work, because it would be cool just to have a killer like that, which is literally hide and seek just built into a killer. I really like that concept, so I honestly hope we see something like that, especially since of course it would fit Springtrap. Another user in my Discord said that maybe the Phantom and the animatronics could jump scare you through the cameras as well, just to put survivors at more of a disadvantage when they're using the cameras, because you don't know what else could benefit Springtrap while the survivors are using the cameras. So that could just be an extra added benefit, or just something core related to the cams in general. It's just cool to think about on the surface since we don't exactly know what his power is yet, you know. My friend mentioned that maybe Springtrap could get stuck in there too, like maybe he could get locked in the security doors, well, locked inside the security room to be exact, to the point where he'll have to get out. Thinking about this, it kind of reminded me of that part in Resident Evil 5 when you had to lure that Ouroboros abomination inside that room, that incendiary room, where basically the whole room could catch flames and you had to burn the Ouroboros abomination. So what if Springtrap is able to teleport through the vents, and if he was to teleport inside that room, you could temporarily lock him in there to the point where he could bust out of the room. Just something to think about, as far-fetched as it may sound. Just fun ideas to think about, because honestly I have no idea what he's going to do in general. If this door does correlate to Springtrap's power, how exactly do you think this door will correlate to Springtrap's power? What other abilities can you see Springtrap having, and how do you think those abilities will work? Aside from Springtrap's power though, I am curious to see how his chase music will sound. A really good one I found on YouTube was the one by Mr. Envy. I heard this one a long time ago, but it just came to my attention because I do want his chase music to sound more on the disturbing level, and I just think the chase music fits the tone great. Take a listen. Anyways though, how do you guys feel about Springtrap finally getting revealed to us in Dead by Daylight? Can't believe I'm even saying that, yo. Time flies, yo. You was speculating about this killer for like ages, and he's finally here. It's crazy. And here he is in front of our eyes. Just take it in. Can't wait to see like the showcase though, showcasing his power, because I need to see what his power is about, yo. I'm so intrigued. I hope it's really complex, but a part of me think it's gonna be simple and complex. Or should I say more simple than it is complex, only because of new players and like FNAF players coming to DVD playing at Springtrap, so I think the devs will consider them too. Overall, all in all, I just hope he's a good killer in general, because he's been anticipated for like the longest, and I feel like he deserves to be a good killer, in my honest opinion. But what exactly would be the special highlights in Springtrap's power? What can you see potential in being Springtrap's power? Let me know down below. Love y'all, take care, I'm gonna see you on the next one, and peace.
Yeah.